here we go again.
Yeah.
Syracuse now.
Right.
I mean, it's like
I know.
one right after the other.
Uh-huh.
What do you think they took from Louisville? It was such a great
Yeah.
basketball game. Such a great game. What do you think they're taking from these as they're building?
Right. Well, I mean, I think that's the game where we, right afterwards, right in the locker room, and even on the plane, I was like, heads up, Hurricanes, you battled hard, whatever. And then we watched how many times we let them grab the ball out of our hands, and we got really mad. Because our schemes were there, our concepts were there, execution was there. We were together, engaged. It was really fun. It was fun being there in front of those fans, and it was fun going to. We knew we were just going to try to hang around, and then steal it at the end. It was happening. We could see it. They tried to knock us out. We didn't let them. So a lot of great things happened that have happened in other big games, and then in the end, they just took the ball from us, and that just upset us in a lot of ways in terms of that's kind of personal, and so we had a couple days coming off that bye week, and where we could do our competitive, just our fun, but hard, but like girls against girls, and not the practice squad as much, and just really battle. And afterwards, on the second day, the first day it was hard. The second day was more and they in the huddle, as Nigeria Green, she just looked around, she said, with a big smile, we need this, we needed this. And I said, gee, we did. We haven't had time to do it. There has not been a spot in our schedule that we hadn't been already in a prep for our next game. So as a coach, you want to coach. You want to coach what your team needs, but there's also prep. And, I get lost in prep sometimes, and it was fun to get back and saying each player, these are 3 things we need from you. Everyone got their role defined. We listed 10 things that we got to take care of, and we got to choose energy towards those 10 things. Everybody agreed on that, and we cleaned up a lot. So, that's fun. We needed it, but we have been in quite a grind.
I was going to say, even just physically, just having this chance for them to have a week to take a breath and, getting back into the rhythm of school and everything.
Right.
How much did they need that just after bam, bam, bam?
Yeah, and then yesterday they were, physically completely, when everyone else was playing, we completely gave them. So they had able to have 2 days off this week, coming off a loss, which isn't usually my style, but those 2 days that we got to practice together were so hard and so physically, just a reminder. It was just a reminder. We have it in us. I mean, Miami team, they play hard. We play hard. We play through plays. We play to the buzzer, and just a reminder of that was fun. It was fun to get that back. So when they were proud of themselves, I figured that their bodies could use a break yesterday too.
In terms of I wanted to revisit this. I know we talked about it a couple weeks ago, the maturity, because my story on those girls is running this weekend. When you pick up and you leave home, and you travel thousands of miles to go play basketball, you mentioned the maturity level. I wanted to get a little bit more on that, on just what those girls have shown. That crew of 4, and I know they're all individual, but that is still a very similar decision that they all made. Well,
they're freshmen and sophomores, so usually as a coach, most of your time, most of your worry, most of your, let me go to lunch with so-and-so to make sure she's okay. Let me, hit her up tonight, call her or whatever, to make sure she's okay. And they're when you hit them up, they'll go, we're good. They're good. They're good. And they're almost, I don't say embarrassed that you're checking on them, but that's not expecting you to check on them. There's no, they haven't been coddled or, sometimes younger children kind of they're going to act a certain way and hope you notice so that they can get your attention. If they have something wrong, they go, Coach, I don't like it. It comes right to you. So that's fun. And 2 of them have a rule that from their parents that I have to hug them every day, though. We do have that rule. So that is the Mesa and Sarah. Well, Mesa and I had the rule, and then Sarah said, well, why don't I get one? So Sarah joined in. So it's just a reaffirming hug every day, you're loved here too. So.
Coach, throughout the season, you talked about some games where that rebounding battle.
Mm-hmm.
Some games you'd be happy with your teams after another game. You'd be barely signing. But
right.
What was the case against Louisville, and where did you go from there?
We had the intention to rebound against Louisville. All right. We had the intention. It wasn't like someone thought it wasn't their job. Did we physically accomplish our intention? No. So that's where you got to go. We did some sled work. We did preseason conditioning stuff of getting your hips lower, we worked on this machine called the Dominator, which is just you can't pull it down. You really have to rip it down. It was grip strength and hip, grip strength, lower body strength, and hip. You know, the lower person usually wins in basketball. It's a game that you play low to high, and we played very tall. So I could diagnose some of that stuff and say, okay, I'm not angry that you intended to rebound, but I got to fix why they could take it out of your hands, why your hips weren't lower, and why you were playing so tall. And so some of that, it's a reminder. It's a reminder. There's a technique to rebounding too.
What's the experience like for these girls to go and play at a place like the Carrier Dome? So vast. Is there always that moment when you walk in with players that have never been there that you're like, just take it in for a second and then?
Yeah, I've only gone there once, and I was personally shocked. We got in there the night before. I think we were on a 4-day swing somewhere else, and so we got in there like would be tomorrow and practiced there. We couldn't take off our hoodies. There wasn't an event, and it was a really bad snowstorm and a really bad ice storm. We actually got snowed in and iced in after the game and couldn't leave. So we went up there thinking, oh, we'll get used to it, and it was like a frozen tundra of a practice. And because they didn't require the heat on because there wasn't an event, and it's such a big thing.
Right.
The next day it was fine, but the practice before, I'm always like, take off your earrings, take off your makeup, take off. I was like, leave your hoodies on. I mean, it was tough. So this year we're going to practice here. And we're going to get used to it. We're going to do our shoot around. The shoot around was fine. The game was fine. But day before, lesson learned there. I don't want to talk bad about Syracuse, but that happened.
What about a player like Alexis Peterson? I mean,
She's so good.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those deals where you can't worry about her makes as much. But you better rebound her misses. And when Syracuse rebounds Alexis Peterson's misses, there are times literally that she gets so much attention that she'll shoot knowing that, well, there's 3 people on me, and so my girl's going to rebound. My teammate's going to go get this offensive rebound. So it's almost a pass. I mean, it's a 3-pointer that's almost a pass. She reads the attention. You try to trap her. Your post steps up, and she looks around going, well, I can't make this pass, but let me shoot this. Because part of their system is the rebound of her misses. So if she misses 14 shots in a game, you should be happy. No matter how many she makes, if she misses 14, you better get 10 to 12 of those, or they're going to beat you anyway.
Is that a similar strategy? I know you guys did a great job against Jenny Sims, against Ultimate, obviously a great scorer too.
She's a totally different scorer. Sims is a different. Peterson's very, very difficult to. Peterson's a little guard, and Sims was a big wing. We have not. We've played her before, but she's a very, very tough. And then Sykes, who's the other guard. They're the highest scoring backcourt in the country. So, and it's not even that. It's their second chance opportunities and how they run down balls. So if they miss a 3, but in their mind they're going to run down a ball faster than you are, they don't care. And they're very bold and aggressive about it. And we have to fight to win this game. It should be 2 of the hardest playing teams in the conference playing each other. And it's going to be, it's all about, did you get your ball for your team? And that team who did that more is going to win the game.
And they're in a stretch now, similar to yours. They had Florida State, they had you, now they have Virginia Tech.
Right.
So they're going to be
in
that mindset that you guys.
Oh, totally. Who isn't in the ACC? I don't think anybody's got their feet up in the ACC saying, I'm in the driver's seat in this one. Nobody. Even Jeff Walls after the game, we talked, one of us was going to be 3-3 after the Louisville game. It's like one of those 2 great teams that are in the top 15 in the country are going to be 500 in the conference, and neither one of us was embarrassed or feeling like losers about it. It was just like, yep, it is,
Any other questions?
I'm good.